Hello, welcome back to another video in my daily upload series for the month of November. Today I'll be sketching pages 8 and 9 from Trailblazers Chapter 0. And for today's topic, I kind of wanted to make a follow-up to yesterday's video because I did talk about why I like video games and why I believe it is a very important part to my creative journey. However, the question that naturally arises after I explain all of that is, well then why am I making comics and not a video game? So I'll start out by saying that I actually do want to make a video game eventually. That is one of my bucket list items. But right now I'm really gravitating towards comics and art, and I've been doing so since about 2011, at least seriously. When I think about what kind of influenced me to move into the comics direction, I really probably have to look back to when Naruto was first airing on Toonami, and I'd finally just gotten into it because I'd gotten cable when my parents had moved to a new neighborhood. Soon after, I actually ended up going to the mall with them in this area, and I ended up finding a Borders Express, and we went inside because I really liked books. And for the first time in my life, I found an entire section dedicated to anime-style books, and I was so curious about them, so I checked it out, and I realized they were comic books. Now before this point, comic books never really stood out to me. I wasn't a big fan of them. There was something about how they were drawn, and I think it was because of the realistic way that they were drawn that I wasn't hyper into it, even though technically speaking, comics are very well drawn. And also, most of the ones I was exposed to are superhero comics, and I'm not a big fan of that genre in general. Being a big fan of fantasy, I like things being vague and fantastical and magical, and anything that harkens back to a more realistic type of style or interpretation tends to put me off, or at least it did back then. And one thing that's really interesting about the anime style is that it's very iconic, and the reason why I believe is because it's very focused on symbolism and iconology. So it uses general concepts that we can all readily understand to help illustrate the points and defined forms and figures. So you know a human face is a human face because of 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and maybe 2 ears if the hair is not too long. How that's drawn is completely up to artistic interpretation, and that's what manga and anime I think specialize in. So naturally, because I'm so into fantasy, that just automatically appealed to me. And I feel that's where my obsession, my real obsession with anime started, because before this I was watching, Gundam Wing, Escaflowne, Pokemon, Digimon, but I wasn't like super hopped up on them because I had other things as well, like cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Transformers was big for me, but my bent towards anime and manga really started when I discovered manga. And ever since the medium's captivated me, I've loved reading it and ingesting it, but even more so, I've loved thinking about how I could do it. And that's probably why I'm still aspiring to create one. My ideal story, which is Trailblazers, is ideally suited for a manga medium or a manga-style comic medium, and I think it will primarily remain that way. But anyway, hopefully that gave a little bit of insight as to why I'm pursuing comics and manga-style comics in general. As always, thank you for watching. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving to those in the States. Hope you have a great one. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and check out my Discord, link in the description box below. And as always, take care everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.